All right. Yeah, friends, good evening and welcome for this program. And I appreciate all of you to sparing the time, especially on a Sunday at evening at 8 o'clock. And let's look at it in terms of there is a survey by the Times of India. Dr. Ram. See, the survey on 10th of June, the survey has come. What they say, we'll see this. People with belly fat, what 56 crores of Indians having got belly fat, they say. Mind-boggling numbers. 56 crore people having belly fat. Understand, belly fat means they may not have any other symptoms, but it is a metabolic disorder. And it says 40 crore people, 28% of the population are either obese. And PCOD problem has not been identified, but I'm telling you, equally it is the same. PCOS problem is the problem for the especially women mensuring period times. Then the lipid profile. Lipids are bad lipids. Bad lipids means people are having high triglycerides, high LDL, and low HDL, and then total cholesterol high. All these things are very high for them. And blood pressure also about 50 crore people. See, look at it. That means what? The total population is 142 crores. Let's see. Pre-diabetes. Pre-diabetes is 21 crore people. Diabetes is 16 crore people. If you total it up all that, 298 diseases are there. But population is only 142. What does it mean? That means people are having one or two problems or two, three problems. Somebody is already belly fat, is also overweight, he may have pre-diabetes, he may have a lipid problem, he may have blood pressure. So how come we are so unhealthy? Let's look at, they have not checked few other things. What? Insulin resistance. This is a particular test which is not being done. This is the main reason for most of the health problems we will discuss in the next slides. And D vitamin deficiency and B12 deficiency, these three things are not covered in the survey. But let me tell you, friend, on my own survey, in terms of whomsoever comes to my house, we do the checks, and I have a report of about 100 people. I find that 90% of the people are having 90% of the people have got insulin resistance. We'll understand what is insulin resistance and vitamin deficiency, D vitamin and B12. Especially a country, India, where we have a lot of sunshine, but still people are having deficiency. What happens if D vitamin and B12 vitamin deficiency? A person may be looking, bulky and all that, but he will not have energy and a lot of body pains and all that. D vitamin B12 deficiency can cause a lot of health issues. We will study them later. Friends, I want to give you one simple analogy for you to understand. See, all of you know how to make a rice, cook the rice in a pressure cooker. See, to cook a rice, suppose 1 glass of rice in a pressure cooker, you all know the process, clean it up nicely, soak, put 2 glasses of water and soak them for some time, then put in the same main vessel, and then put this soaked rice inside this main vessel, put some water in the main vessel and put this vessel inside, check the gasket, check the lid, put the whistle, start the stove, and then wait for 20-25 minutes. When you get 3-4 whistles, then you again come to the stove and make a sim mode, wait for another 4-5 minutes, then at the sim mode. When you get few 2-3 whistles, you stop the stove. After about 20 minutes, when you come and open the whistle, and then you find there is no pressure, you open the lid, you find the rice is cooked very well. We are thinking we are cooking the rice. We are not cooking the rice. We are creating the right conditions. How many points are there? There are about 16 points are there. Suppose somebody has done out of 16, 15 correctly. That means what? 93% compliance. See, friends, what happens in any exam, if there are 10 questions, each question carrying 10 marks, what happens? If you know very well 9 questions, you'll get 90%, right? But here, in nature, it is not like that. Suppose out of 16 points, you have done 15 correctly, only you forgot gasket. What happens? Rice will not be cooked. But this time you are very vigilant about the gasket, but you forgot the whistle. Or you forgot to switch on, or forgot to switch off, or you opened very early the whistle, or you did not put instead of one glass rice, you did not put 2 glasses of water, you put only 1 glass. So what are you doing? We have to create the right conditions. Out of 16 points, what we have covered, if 15 you do it also, your job is not done. Similarly for health, let's understand what are those 11, points are there. Out of 11, let's see what all we all know. Most of us know. Most important thing is 7 hours night sleep. Everybody knows. There's no discussion on that. They must 7 hours sleep. People who are unable to sleep 7 hours in the night are bound to have a lot of health issues, starting from obesity, things like that. So there is, it's all common knowledge. Suppose people are unable to sleep for whatever the reason, your goal is to become to sleep for 7 hours in the night, especially between 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. What is the next? Stress. If you're stressed, you need to learn how to overcome the stress and improve your, stress management. Very important. No discussion on that. Sedentary lifestyle. People are not even going for 1 hour walk. It's absolutely essential. There are so many videos. Every diet plan or anybody else will tell you, you must have 1 hour physical exercise. People who are eating high carb processed foods and refined oils, all junk foods, bakery items, white rice, cool drinks, ice creams, all these sort of foods are not good. We all know that. It is not any rocket science that these foods are bad. What happens, especially the white rice, polished things and all that, packaged foods. Why these packaged foods are there? Primarily, the people who are manufacturing these packaged foods, they want them to remain in shelf for long. Suppose we cook rice or some sabji in a house, if it is kept outside for 2 days, it gets spoiled. But whereas the biscuit which they make about 6 months ago, it remains intact. How? Because they use a lot of, preservatives, a lot of, colors, and then they use a lot of for the taste, the color, and then sugars, and then salt, all those things. So those foods, if you take, they're bound to cause the problem, not 1 or 2 days. Over the years, 5, 10 years, you continuously abusing your body by this high processed foods, sedentary lifestyle, chronic stress, and not sleeping. And what is the lack of nutritious food? We are all habituated to eat. Are you able to hear, friends? Is it clear? Is my speed okay?
Okay, sir. Okay.
All right. So lack of nutritious food. What are we doing? We take morning breakfast like idli, dosa, chapati, puri, and all that. Lunch also white rice. Night also some tiffin and all that. So there is no nutrition in that. Whatever food you put it on the stove, it becomes tasteless. To improve the taste, what we do, we put some salt, some karam, and all those things, oil and all that. So we make it tasty. So that is not having any nutritious. Then stimulants. What are the stimulants? People are habituated to take coffee, tea regularly. Intoxicants, beers, smoking, alcohol, and all those things. We all know they are bad to health. But how many of us are able to restrain from using it? Then dehydration. Look at friend, all these six are common. Everybody knows. And also the solution is the same one. Sleep 7 hours. Don't take stress. Go for 1 hour walk. Avoid all this sort of junk food. Eat some nuts and then sprouts, fruits, all these things. Stimulants you must avoid. So there is nothing great I'm going to tell you, friends. We all know all this. So dehydration and wrong way of drinking water. First of all, people don't drink sufficient water. See, any human being requires 3 to 4 liters water every day, because we lose 1 to 2 liters water by way of urine, stool, sweat, and breath. So we have to compensate 2 liters minimum and another 1.5 to 2 liters by way of proper hydration. And then how many of us are drinking 4 liters water? We all have an idea. I drink a lot of water. Keep it track so that you know how much water you're drinking. And then the wrong way of drinking water. We drink water and sit for food. And while eating, we drink water. Immediately after eating water, we drink water. So this way, the advantage is not there. So it is going to hamper your digestive system also. Next what? Poor gut health and constipation. What is gut health, friends? If you are able to go clear your bowels twice in a day, that is the one indication of a good gut health. Constipation, gas, bloating, no appetite, all these problems are there for many people. Friends, if a person is unable to clear his bowels in the morning immediately after waking up, and suppose he is able to clear his bowel during the day, maybe afternoon, sometime in the evening or in the night, consider he is constipated. If you are unable to pass stools immediately after waking up, maybe within half an hour of waking up, that means your health is poor, gut health is not good. We have to focus on that. Next is what, friends? Multiple times eating in a day. See, many people are not aware of it. See, we are all habituated to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. On top of it, what we do, we take snacks. Somebody offers something, we put it in the mouth, and we take coffee, tea. If we go to somebody's house, they offer something, we immediately eat. We go to somebody's house, we take and we offer to them. In the bargain, in a day from morning to night, we're eating multiple times. What happens? Every time you eat food, food requires digestion. Once it is digested, what happens? Your stomach absorbs the nutrients, and then there's a glucose in your blood. The glucose is absorbed in the cells by way of insulin only. So what happens if you are eating 6 to 7 times in a day? Every time you have to digest. See, from morning to night, your digestive system is unworking, and your sugar levels are high. Control the sugar levels, your insulin levels are high. What happens? Human body is so nicely designed for many years. Anytime you check the sugar level, there will be good control. Like, below 100, fasting sugar will be below 100 milligram per deciliter. See, we are always thinking, oh, my sugar is all right. Friends, this is a design of the mechanism for many years. But by that time, people are already become overweight, people have got belly fat, they have blood pressure, they have cholesterol problem, they have PCOD problem, all those things are happening. But we are all waiting to find out whether I have a sugar. Sugar will not happen for many years, friends. Multiple times eating in a day is very worst thing is happening. And this particular point is not very much highlighted. Everybody is talking only what type of food to eat, when to eat and all that. So if you stop eating multiple times, you focus, we'll study that in the next slides. What is the next one? Understand, very important point, friends. If you understand this point alone in this talk, I think you will be able to change your health substantially in the next 2 months. What is it? Other than water, anything else you put in your mouth is food. That means what? It requires digestion. Again, there is a sugar hike, there is an insulin hike. Suppose somebody, when I ask somebody, says, oh, I'm eating only 3 times, sir. But they say, oh, sir, I take 2-3 times coffee, tea. And I take only fruit, I take some tiffin. So somehow they consider eating food means only eating rice or chapati. As I said to you, friends, other than water, anything else you put in your mouth is food. So these are the 4 points: dehydration, poor gut health, multiple times eating 5 to 6 times a day, not understanding other than water is food. Coffee, though you take without sugar also. See, I've seen people are eating only 3 times, but the guy is overweight. He's a driver, about 30-year-old. When I find him, he's eating chewing gum. In a day, he consumes 5 to 6 chewing gums. He says he doesn't eat anything else, but he's overweight. When we checked his insulin levels, it's very high. So, friends, it's very important to understand other than what is food. Now, D vitamin B12 deficiency is also very common. So, one has to be very clear. Check their D vitamin level. How do we know? Unless you do the blood test, you will not know. Same thing, B12. Yeah. Now, friends, out of this 11 points, if I are doing 10 correctly, let us say you are understanding, first of all, we have no clue about these 11 points. And it's something like an exam. Like in an exam, you have 6 subjects and you are not aware of one subject and you are thorough on 5 subjects also, you are failure only. Similarly, these 11 points are absolutely essential. Out of this 11, you say, sir, I am doing 10 perfectly. One only you are not doing. Let us say your gut health is bad. What happens? You will not get 90% marks, friend. You will only get 20%. I've seen people, they say, sir, everything is good, but my sleep, I'm very disturbed on the sleep. All other things are perfect. I was just speaking to a lady, she eats only twice, very nutritious food, everything is nice. But she says she's not able to sleep in the night, XYZ reason. So it will not help. So all these 11 things are absolutely essential, friends. You cannot miss even one. Now we will study this. First step is what? In this wellness secrets, what is the first step? We need to know where we are. We need to assess our health score. There are 10 parameters we see. This is a gentleman I have met in the park, and when he got his test done, let us see how is his parameters. He's for 53-year-old male, 5 feet 10 inches, and 18th January has taken the test. He was taking 2 medicines. Ideal what? He should not take any medication. Weight, he should be as per height 5 feet 10 inches. He should be around 70 kg, but he's 112. That means 42 kg overweight. 35 inches should be the waist size, should be half of height in inches. He's 50 inches, that means 15 inches over in size. Blood pressure, he was taking medicine. Under medication, his blood pressure is all right, 110 by 90, 80. Now, there are 6 blood tests, friends, very important tests. Fasting insulin is a blood test. So this test, the range is, the lab is saying 3 to 25. But the ideal range should be 3 to 6 is ideal, friends. See, this is one test in the first place is not being recommended by the doctors. It is also not available in many of the health packages, even if you spend 4,000, 5,000. It's an essential test. Unfortunately, it is not being done. Fasting glucose, everybody does that, 70 to 99. As I told you, friends, people even at 60 years age, people with 120 kg, their fasting glucose is low for many people. And then HbA1c, this is a 3 months average. Below 5.6 is non-diabetic. 5.7 to 6.4% is pre-diabetic. Above 6.5% is diabetic. This gentleman is 5.9%. That means he's pre-diabetic. He's not diabetic, but he's pre-diabetic. Now the other things are lipid profile. Triglyceride should be below 100, but the lab says below 150. HDL should be above 60. Lab says above 40 is okay. But the best is this, friend. See this. And then D vitamin levels. Lab is saying 30 to 100 is okay, but the best is 50 to 100. We are in the range only, but we are taking the best part of it. B12, 500 to 900. Look at it, friends. Out of these 10 parameters, is okay only on 2 parameters. That means his health score is 20%. No wonder he is overweight. He's a large belly size. He has high insulin level. Look at 28.8%. Insulin resistance is a calculation. This is not a blood test, friend. Fasting glucose 130 multiplied by fasting insulin 28.8 divided by 405 is a calculation. The value should be below 1.5. But this gentleman has 9.25%, 9.25. That means it's 4 times high insulin resistance. Because of the insulin resistance only, he's become overweight, belly fat, pre-diabetes, or blood pressure. All the problems are because of this. Unfortunately, these 4 blood tests, first of all, people don't get it done. If at all they get it done, the range is very erroneous. Suppose you take the test and your fasting insulin is 24. You think you're all right. Similarly, B12, if you're 210, you say you're all right. D also safe. So friends, pay attention. This is what I have learned for the last 9 years, investing more than 6,000 hours. So this would be very, very important and interesting. So everybody who's attending this program, get this health check done by you. Now, yeah. Now let's see what all the second step, what do we do? Friends, there are 7 essentials for good health. What are they? Chemical means what is going into our body and what is coming out of it. Air, water, food, and excretion. Excretion means all the waste, urine, stool, sweat, and all that. Then structural waste, exercise. You have so many joints and muscles. You require exercise. Emotional, mind management. Your rest, sleep about 7-8 hours. Sleep is absolutely essential. Mind management. You need to know how to handle your mind. See, understand, friends, every human is unique, like is a Kohinoor. Everybody is different in age, male, female, genes, BMI, and all that. So, very important is choose your diet and doctor wisely. You cannot pick up any diet. Oh, that chap is following this diet. He found it very useful. You don't do it. First, check your health score. If you're very diabetic, highly diabetic, you require a change of food. We will discuss that. If you're not diabetic, you don't have to be so strict. You can do differently. We will go through by the step-by-step one. What we need to do immediately after waking up from the bed, preferably before sunrise, you drink 1 liter water, focus your mind on your stomach, and to go to the first bowel movement. Don't engage in another activity. After drinking water, with the only object of going to the stools, you walk inside the house for 5-10 minutes. When it becomes urgent, go to the toilet. So suppose people who don't have the habit of drinking water, a lot of people take coffee, go to the park and come back, and then with a lot of effort, they go to the first bowel movement. So practice this. If you don't have a habit of drinking 1 liter drinking immediately, don't do that. For a 2-3 days time, you plan. So the goal is drinking 1 liter water. What happens when you drink 1 liter water? The stomach will get enlarged and that will give a pressure on your intestine. And with your intention to go to the toilet, you'll be able to go to the first bowel movement with ease. You can finish your bowel movement within a span of 4-5 minutes. And you will be able to have a clear satisfaction of bowel clearance. What next to do, friend? Go for a 45 minutes of brisk walk. And then come back of the walk, rest for 5-10 minutes. Again, drink 1 liter water. Focus your mind on your stomach. Don't engage in another activity. Don't discuss with your family members. See paper, read, watch TV and all that. Your mind has to be focused to go to the second bowel movement. When you walk inside the house for 5-10 minutes, when it becomes urgent, go to the toilet. By going 2 times bowel movement, drinking water 1 liter in a gap of 1.5 hours, you are improving your hydration and elimination. Friends, understand, when you don't go any work, you are staying inside the AC also. But evening you will feel dirty. You want to take bath. See, nothing is done. You take bath, taking 1 or 2 buckets. But internally, you have almost 60,000 miles of blood vessels. If you take all the blood vessels and put it one line, it can go 2.5 rounds of the earth. Such long blood vessels we have. So hydration is very important. Majority of the people, most of the people are dehydrated. Dehydrated does not mean you are feeling thirsty, right? So these 2 bowel movements in the morning is a must. Next, what to do? You first meal you take when hungry, right? Whatever now is your convenience, friends. Now there is whatever the type of food you want to eat is your choice. Just choose the nutritious food. Don't select the junk food. Select the nutritious food. What time you want is your choice based on your hunger. Hunger is the primary concern, primary criteria. Okay, and then convenience. Suppose you are morning, you are not hungry, because we are all habituated to eat breakfast time, lunch time, dinner time, coffee time, tea time, snacks time. So whether you are hungry or not, you have a break, you finish it. That is one of the habit which is really killing us. So once you start eating when hungry, so now suppose you are going to office at 9 o'clock, you are not feeling hungry. Don't eat it. Go after the 2 bowel movements, you're going to the office, and by say 11 o'clock, you're feeling hungry. And you cannot take a break because you are occupied in the office. Then what I suggest is you drink water in between, or you can take buttermilk, postpone your hunger for a few days to the convenient time, maybe 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, and have your first meal. Now the water, how to take water, friend? You must consume 4 liters water in every day. So 1 liter in the morning you have taken, first bowel movement is over. Then after 1 hour walk, you've taken the second 1 liter and you finish the second bowel movement. So how to take the balance to water? We will just study that. So what meal you have to take? You can take any homemade food, avoid refined oil. You can have chickpea oil, cold pressed oil. You have some curds, you have a lot of ghee. You can have any subjects you can make to taste it to your choice. There is no compulsion that you have to eat this food or that food, your choice food. For people who want to learn little longer, they can share me their food plate to me. I can guide them free of cost. So once you finish the first meal, as I said to you, water, if you drink water, you must wait for half an hour. While eating, you should not drink water. You should drink water only after 2 hours after eating food. If you're stuck, you can have 1 or 2 mouthful of water, nothing else. So after the first meal, what you can do? Nothing in between 2 meals except water. Very important, friends. Taking coffee, tea, even a small, prasadam somebody offers to, don't take it, because anything you put in your mouth after digestion, there's the sugar, there's the insulin. In a day, a number of times sugar hike, insulin hike, the duration of the hike also causes insulin resistance over the years. So once you learn this technique of not eating anything in between 2 meals, people generally get very puzzled. Sir, eating 2 meals is very difficult. We are all habituated to do 3-4 times. Most of the doctors tell to eat small meals 5 to 6 times. Friend, eating 5 to 6 times is not a human nature, friend. If you look at the human evolution, how evolution has happened, people were either fasting or feasting. Look at in ancient times, the food is not available. People have to go for hunting or food gathering. If they don't get food, they have to starving that day. And when they get food, that day they have a feasting. So they have a feasting and fasting cycle. See, friends, you look at in this geographic channel, I heard that these crocodiles, they don't eat for months, I believe. Surprising. And a lot of animals, they don't eat, they don't get food, not eat that. It's not a choice. They don't get. But whereas for us, just walk into the kitchen, you get food. If food is not available in the kitchen, make a phone call, the food is served at your home. So our problem is availability of food, and we are not conscious about hunger. So what you do, eat now, nothing in between 2 meals except water. Now drink 1 to 2 liters water between 2 meals in installments. If you finish your first meal, say 12 noon, from say 2 o'clock onwards until second meal, half an hour before, you consume water in installments. Maybe 300 ml water after 2 o'clock, maybe at 3 o'clock, another 300 ml. Like that, consciously drink water from a bottle. So you keep water in a bottle so that you can keep a track whether you're drinking 4 liters or 3 liters. So make a practice of drinking 4 liters water. Now what happened about second meal? You can take second meal, whatever you like. You can have a similar meal or whatever you want, you can have. This is the first step. Lot of people can improve their health by simply following these 6 steps. Very, very simple. Now, if somebody wants to improve their health little better, okay, sir, I am having a lot of insulin resistance, I'm overweight, I have got diabetes. What else I can do? Yes, now we will see the next step. Now, if somebody wants to improve their health, I'm not talking about diabetes, general people. One time cooked food, another time uncooked food. We just discussed about the nutritious deficiency. If you're eating only cooked food, you won't get nutrition, minerals, and enzymes. So when you eat this food like sprouts, soaked groundnuts, soaked badam, dates, fresh coconut, seasonal fruits, and pomegranate and dry fruit, and all those things will give you a lot of nutrition. Now, what is the quantity you want to eat? You can eat whatever quantity you require. You satisfy your hunger. There is no quantity restriction, friend. See, a lot of people tell type of food, whether to eat veg or non-veg, plant-based fruits, vegetables, all this is one question people always have. Second question is, oh, sir, when to eat? No, should I eat before 6 o'clock in the night? A lot of people are going for work. They cannot come back home by 8 o'clock. So it's not possible for them. Yes, eating before sunset is good, but is it practicable? So the question is now, the third question is the quantity, calories. Somebody says, oh, you are not working physical work, you don't take more than 2000 calories. All these things, put it aside for a while. Eat twice to your satisfaction, enjoy your food. There is no quantity restriction, there is no timing, specific time, your convenience, but primarily driven by hunger and convenience. Now you would take two meals. This is the second step. Now, third, what you want to further improve? Somebody is a diabetic. So what he can do? He can avoid eating carbohydrates. No rice, no chapati, friend. They can have some eggs, some paneer fry, curd, some salads. And there's absolutely no carbohydrates. If you do this, what is the best way to do? Suppose you have HbA1c 8%, you're taking medicine, you have been diabetic for quite some time, your doctor told you to eat 5 to 6 times. Talk to the doctor. Tell him, doctor, you are making some changes. You want to eat 2 times. Ask him to change the medication. Then before taking food, first meal, you check your sugar level. And then take this meal and check take whatever medicine you are taking, check after 2 hours, check the levels. Then you know which food is hiking your sugar level. Make small adjustment. And I'm telling you, in a span of 1 week time, you see your BP sugar levels will be coming down. After a few days, you talk to your doctor, he will reduce the medicine. And I'm sure if your diabetes is very recent, maybe 1 or 2 year old, and you have not been under multi medication, you don't have another health problem, I can assure you, friends, you can get rid of your diabetes in a span of 4 or 5 months. We have one participant in this group. His HbA1c is 10.1%, and he was diagnosed only 1.5 years ago. And he followed this absolutely very diligently. This particular lifestyle modification, this hydration, 4 liters, 1 hour brisk walk, eating, going twice the bowel movement, eating only twice. Both the times he was taking a no carb food, and his HbA1c after 3 months it's 6.6%. So it is possible, but people who are diabetes for aged person like 50, 60 years, they were diabetic for 10, 15 years, it is difficult for them. But yes, they can reduce some medication, they can improve their sugar levels. Now, what is the next people can do? 16 hours of overnight fasting. What is that 16 hours of fasting means? Suppose you had your second meal. We don't call breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We call first meal, second meal. I've seen some group members, they take the first meal at 8 o'clock in the morning and second meal around 6 o'clock. Some people take the first meal at 12 noon. It is convenient for them. And second meal they take at 8 p.m. So timing is your choice, primarily driven by hunger. Now, 16 hours overnight fasting means what? Suppose you've taken previous night, second meal at 8 p.m. So until next day, 11 a.m., don't take anything other than water, nothing else. You finish your first water, 1 liter water, first bowel movement, go for 1 hour walk, then again drink 1 liter water, go for the second bowel movement, and you have your first meal at 11 o'clock. That's all. That way you are going to improve your insulin sensitivity, your gut health, and also your, insulin sensitivity will substantially improve. Now, what is the next you can do? Managing stress, you join some yoga program, understand your stress levels, and accordingly take appropriate action. Don't accept some other additional activities when you're already stressed. So you need to learn those techniques. You can attend a program called Inner Engineering. Isha Engineering, Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev. His program is wonderful. You can attend that, join that program online. It is available for 3,000-4,000 rupees. You attend that program, that would give you a great outlook in terms of managing your mind. 7 hours night sleep is non-negotiable, friend. People who are working in night duty, they are having problem. They must find time to change the job. If it is not possible, they have to be doubly disciplined, doubly careful. And such people, they can contact me. We can work out a special regimen for them. Now, what else? What else we need to do? Like we have already done the health checkup, friend. Health score we have done to the gentleman, and we found his health score is only 20%. Now we will see this gentleman whom we have seen. He has followed this diligently for about 4 or 5 months. Let's see how he has improved. Like as I said to you, friend, by following this, you are going to improve your insulin sensitivity. What is insulin sensitivity? That means your fasting insulin is 3 to 5. Your HbA1c is below 5.6%. Your fasting glucose is below 99. 99 multiplied by 5 divided by 405 will be below 1.5. That means you're insulin sensitive. You're going to be healthy. Anybody who has got insulin above 6, 7 and sugar is above 100, HbA1c is 5.7%. Just we have seen the gentleman. His insulin resistance is about 9. HbA1c is 5.9%. Fasting sugar is high. Fasting insulin is very high. You have seen all this is because of these habits. Now we will see how he has improved. Now look at this gentleman. It is in January 23, 112.6 kg weight. In a span of 6 months, he lost about 17 kg. And look at his waist size. He lost about 7 inches waist size. All this is possible for anybody. It is not a rocket science. You have to be disciplined. You have to follow this particular lifestyle modification, the same sequence. And you have to comply 100%. As we have just seen, making of the rice, if you don't follow the sequence, if you don't follow all the points, you are not going to have your rice cooked. So it's absolutely essential that you follow this lifestyle modification, the same sequence. Now look at how this gentleman has improved. Look at his insulin was 28, it's come down to 20.5. His weight loss is there. Is of course his BP is normal. Still he's taking medicine. He want to take little slowly. And look at his HbA1c 5.9 to 5.4%. He become non-diabetic, and his insulin resistance has come down almost half, 9.25 to 5.33. Fasting glucose has come down. His D vitamin was very low, 9.3. He has improved to 54, and the B12 also slightly improved. So he's out of 10 parameters, he's okay on 6 parameters. So from 20% health score to 60% health score. So all of you to please track your health score and see where you are. Friends, these are few people who have benefited by following this wellness secret lifestyle modification. And we have already seen this, friends. Anybody who has got a belly fat, overweight, large waist size, PCOS, they have to be careful. See, many people, when we tell them, no, we are too busy, sir, we have no time. See, look at this. These two gentlemen are drawing a cart with square wheels. Both of them are struggling. This guy is saying we are busy. This guy is saying no thanks. And somebody offering a round wheel, helping them, but they are not having time, too busy to implement. Are we too busy to make changes? And look at this way. Direction is more important than speed. Many are going wrong, are going fast, but in wrong direction. See, that's how we are all doing, friends. Understand, friend. The illiterate of 21st century are not those who cannot read and write. People who can't read and write, they're not illiterates. Who are all illiterates? People who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. See, we have to be in a constant learning mode. And also at the same time, many of our concepts are wrong. We need to unlearn. How it is possible? By investing time and relearning. Now, this is a process. I compliment all of you, sparing your time to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Now, what is unlearning? We thought all along coffee is not an issue. But now we understand again, coffee is itself is a one type of eating. Right? If somebody is eating only 2 times food and 4 times coffee, how many times he's eating? He's eating 6 times. 6 times eating, he's getting into trouble. Friends, my name is Gangeshwar Rao. I'm not a doctor. I'm an automobile engineer. At one time, until 2014, January 2014, I was taking 11 medicine for diabetes, blood pressure, kidney stone, cholesterol, and all that. And look at my health score was 4. At that time, I did not have the knowledge that fasting insulin is important. HbA1c, of course, I knew. Lipid profile, I have no idea. And I don't know about D vitamin B12. And in 4 months, by following Dr. Mantina's natural lifestyle, by reading his book, costing 70 rupees, I've transformed my health. Last 9 years, I've invested substantial time to improve my knowledge and share to people. Look at, in 4 months, I've got out of all my medication. Last 9 years, no medicines. And my health score has improved. Even at that time, I did not know the importance of insulin. I did not know the importance of lipids and then D vitamin. Now, after that, I knew. June 2023, look at it. My health score is still 80%. Look at it, friend. I was diabetic for 12 years. I was taking substantial medicine. I'm now 65. So my HbA1c is ranging from 6.2 to 7.1% without medicine. I have not been able to reverse my diabetes because, understand, friends, anybody is diagnosed diabetes today, that means their pancreas is gone. Pancreas has stopped performing more than 50%. 50% of your pancreas is damaged. Anybody is pre-diabetes, at least 20% is gone. The early you wake up, the better. So a lot of people of this tell me, no, sir, our sugar is under control. My doctor is happy. Sir, doctor need not be happy. You should not be taking medication. There is a possibility for 80-90% people can remission their diabetes without medicine, and they can live a life without medicine, friend. The object is to remain life without medicine. Friends, if you like this video, you subscribe to my channel. If you have any doubts, you can join my Wellness Secrets group. My mobile number is 9840852996. Now I open the group for discussion. Any questions? Thank you very much for listening. Yes, you can unmute. Yeah, I welcome any questions, any clarifications in this, we can discuss.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shivagangeswar garu. Very great session today.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Srinivas.
Yes,
Hello, sir.
sir. Welcome, sir.
I am Srinivas from Bombay. My doctor told I have to take only 1 liter of water every day.
No, 1 second, sir. If you have some kidney problem, if doctor is making some advice, please follow. If you have a kidney problem,
I have some problems. I have joined in the hospital 1 month back for some problems. They suggested open heart surgery.
no, sir, I would request you one thing, instead of your specific problem, we can discuss offline. Now, whatever points I have said, ask doubts in that. That would be more useful. And suppose some points which are not practicable, which you find it is illogical, please ask.
I used to take water 3 liters, 4 liters before that. But now my doctor has explained only you take 1 liter water per day.
Please go ahead, listen to your doctor, sir. I'm not a doctor. If you are finding it useful, go ahead. I would request you can speak to me separately so we can discuss and how do we go about it. But
okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Srinivas.
Thank you.
I would request people to ask me questions which is not logical, which is not practicable, which is difficult. Yes, eating twice initial period is definitely difficult. People who don't have a habit of drinking water, it will be difficult. But you must, 4 or 5 days, you will suffer. I understand. I would request all during that time, if you need any guidance, you can call on me. I will give you some simple solutions. See, if you're feeling very hungry, you can take some water, you can have some buttermilk, you can postpone your hunger. Remember, hunger is not, it's like a shooting pain. It'll happen for a while. And if you divert your mind, you drink water, you tell yourself, no, I'm not going to have meal. Then your hunger will subside. So don't get so scared about feeling hungry. I see whenever I tell people eat only twice, they say, no, it is not for us. We will not do it. Understand, friends, as I said to you, we are all designed to fasting and feasting. Now, most of us are on feasting mode. Irrespective of even middle class people also, most of the time we are in feasting mode. That is the reason you look at that ICMR survey. how many 142 crore human population, I mean Indians, and we have 290 crore of problems. How come? It is because of this poor understanding, wrong understanding, doing all things wrong. Multiple times eating, we don't know how to drink water, we don't know how to get about bowel movement. See, people are able to send a rocket from Earth to Moon, but they're unable to clear their bowels from the navel to the anus. It's just about 12 inches, 10 inches. We are not able to move the stools 10 inches, but we are sending the rocket to the moon. Let's relook at our own health, friends. Yeah, any more questions? Yeah, I think we have to unmute, sir. Host can mute microphone. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts? Dr. Tej Babu Garu, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. I will continue, sir.
Yeah, you can. And if any questions are there, we can take few questions. And I think all the participants are muted, I think, sir. We can unmute them for a while so that a couple of questions we can take and then go to the next session.
They unmuted, but they don't ask anything.
It's all right. It's all right.